Hello and welcome to today's Source. I'm Haley Lasavoy. Coming up, we go inside the Jack Morton Auditorium for an event that's trying to find solutions to the world's problems.
And I'm Henry Morillo. We'll also let you hear the best bands on campus and find out what's happening with that big area of dirt on H Street. Stay watching. If campus seemed a bit busier to you last month, you were right to think so. Over 1,000 students from colleges across the nation and around the world flooded Foggy Bottom.
They were here to take part in the Clinton Global Initiative University. It's an event sponsored by the former president Bill Clinton, and an array of high-profile guests and speakers joined him for an incredible 2 days. Scott Backer and I were there with our camera for The Source.
GW is the perfect host for this conference. More than 200 years ago, President George Washington called for the establishment of a great university to forge citizen leaders. Today, the George Washington University is the embodiment of that vision.
Former President Bill Clinton kicked off the conference before a sold-out crowd. The Clinton Global Initiative University, or CGIU as it is often called, is an annual conference held at a different university each year that promotes civic duty and leadership.
I have been to the plenary sessions, which is what we just got out of, which are, some of the most brilliant, passionate, charismatic people up on stage, talking to you as a student about what you can do and what their sort of past can teach you. There have also been working sessions where you have a more sort of direct contact with the people who were on stage, and so those are equally helpful.
While the weekend focused on 5 main themes: education, environment and climate change, peace and human rights, poverty alleviation, and public health, it wasn't just the content that proved beneficial to students. High-profile attendees included Twitter founder Biz Stone, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, and even Jon Stewart. Students were even treated to an Usher concert when the pop sensation chose to respond to a participant's question in song.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Beyond the large panel discussions, the weekend continued with a multitude of breakout sessions and training seminars for students that covered topics such as social media saturation and how to effectively put dreams into action. So after a full day of tackling the world's most pressing global issues, students got to sit back and enjoy some comic relief as funny man Jon Stewart shared a conversation with the former president right here behind me in Lisner Auditorium.
Please welcome Jon Stewart.
No, I can't tell you how incredibly impressed I am with the work that you guys are doing and with the enthusiasm that you bring to it and the passion and the ingenuity. And I made a bong out of an apple once, and I just know how difficult it can be.
And if seeing Jon Stewart wasn't enough, GW students were also treated to a little surprise at this event as GW's very own Matt Wilkins, John Torrey, and Chris Deschaines won the CGIU Commitment Challenge for their proposal for the plan they have dubbed Bamboo Bikes.
He had come to me with this idea before about bamboo bicycles, and I'd gotten an email when I was abroad in the fall, and we decided to Skype one day about the Clinton Global Initiative and discuss how we could potentially turn this into something, into this type of project with Bicycles for Humanity, the grassroots organization that we're working with, and really support them.
While CGIU is now behind us, much still lies ahead for Wilkins, Torrey, and Deschaines. Hopefully by next year, CGIU all GW students can ride to the conference in style on their very own bamboo bikes. This has been Haley Lasavoy and Scott Backer reporting for The Source.
It's really no surprise that this event was so popular. After all, GW is one of the most politically active campuses in the nation. Catherine Rodriguez and Aaron Gittleman report on efforts by students to make sure their fellows are registered to vote this election year.
As the 2012 election draws near, campaign staffers aren't the only ones making waves this election season. Students at GW are also trying to make their mark in politics in the city many colonials call home. In 2011, the Princeton Review ranked the George Washington University as the most politically active college in the nation. Yet surprisingly, few politically active colonials are registered to vote in the district.
I'm registered to vote in Pennsylvania.
In my hometown in New Jersey.
Patrick Kennedy is trying to change that. Kennedy is a Florida native, but he is registered to vote in Washington, D.C. Additionally, as the founder of the GW chapter of D.C. Students Speak, Kennedy is trying to get others to join him in casting ballots in the district.
This is a tremendous city, and there's so much opportunity for civic activism here. It was really easy for me to get involved, and it's really easy for any student to get involved.
DC Students Speak organized a voter registration drive on campus. Over 5 days, the organization registered over 75 voters using these registration forms. The voter registration drive not only encourages students who are registered in their home states to vote locally, but it also encourages students who have never voted before to get politically involved.
I want to see DC become a state.
Rock the Vote is a national organization dedicated to registering young people to vote. They assist student organizations like DC Students Speak throughout the nation in conducting voter registration drives.
I think we have seen in the last several years students' participation in voting rising and continuing to rise, but I think we as a millennial generation need to make sure all of our friends know.
DC Students Speak hopes to register enough student voters by the April 3rd DC ward elections.
You know, voter registration, issue education, candidate engagement, I think those are 3 really key activities that we're chartered to do as an organization.
Regardless of who wins, the organization hopes that students can find their voice in local DC politics. For The Source, this is Catherine Rodriguez and Aaron Gittleman reporting.
So if you haven't registered, there's still plenty of time. Fill out your forms and let your voice be heard.
GW students recently made their voices heard on a very serious problem: violent assault on both men and women. A week-long series of events tried to bring home the very real dangers that we all need to be made more aware of. Colleen Kent and Shuvi Summer report.
For girls, walking in heels is something we deal with every day. But today, it was the guys' turn to try on the 4-inch heels.
Boys in groups of 10 circled U Yard and stumbled over the cobblestones for 1 mile to take a walk in women's shoes. April is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Every year around this time, the Students Against Sexual Assault organization on campus addresses this issue in a campaign called Take Back the Night. The boys pay $10 to participate in the walk, and all the proceeds go to Men Can Stop Rape.
When they're walking, there will always be statistics, so it can be very powerful. So they're walking in heels, which can be fun, but they're also reading the statistics. Every 8 minutes, someone's sexually assaulted on a college campus. So we came together to be able to provide the education, but in a nice, fun manner.
1 in 5 women at college are sexually assaulted. Only 11% of cases involve the use of weapons. In only 1 in 3 sexual assault cases, the perpetrator was intoxicated. In 80 to 90% of cases, the victim and assailant know each other. There are over 200,000 victims of rape and sexual assault per year. Even the decorations had significance for the cause. Sasso sprinkled U Yard with clusters of purple and blue balloons. There were more purple balloons to symbolize the discrepancy between female and male sexual assault cases. When they finished, despite the pain, the boys were glad they participated.
I'm in absolute pain, but I really appreciate the experience of walking in heels.
Actually kind of curious what it was like to walk in heels, and it was actually like an interesting experience on top of actually doing something good for a good cause.
I figured I'd come out and support. It's a great cause, and it's something that really doesn't get heard enough around college campuses. So I think, if it's a little bit of pain, it's good to be able to get the word out. So.
As a tribute to the survivors of sexual assault on college campuses, earlier in the week, students wrote messages on shirts and strung them across U Yard. The purpose of this clothesline project was to shatter fear and speak out against this crime while maintaining anonymity. The members of SASA work with CADE all year long, providing free workshops to the GW community. If you are interested in their services, please contact the CADE office. For The Source, this is Colette Kent.
Coming up, the Battle of the Bands. Which group will come out the winner?
Hey, we're breaking off a PSA. What
whatever Hollywood style. It's about online privacy, respect that. Here we go. It's a new digital age, how we communicate. But some people cross the line between love and hate. Texting, calling, stalking me online. And all that harassment, it's not fine. We're 3 girls living off a website. We ain't rich yet, but we got a little insight. Here's 3 stories of what went down when the boys tried to mess with us. First round. Hi, my name's Surrey. I like pajama pants. I try to wear them whenever and wherever I can. But one day my boyfriend said you should take them off and send me the pictures if you love me enough. I'm like, huh?
You just made me feel really uncomfortable. And these pajama pants, on the other hand, super comfortable.
Hi, my name's Apple. I really like to eat, but something's coming in between me and my sweets. A text, what? Another one from you? Do you really have to know everything I do? No.
The truth is, you don't. It's my life, and if I want to finish this pint of Ben & Jerry's in peace, I will.
Hi, my name's Shiloh. I tend to run late, and I just posted that on my status update. But you should know that you're on my Facebook all the time, checking in on me like I'm committing a crime.
Fact is, I'm allowed to be friends with whoever I want. New status update, no longer in a relationship with you.
Texting like a maniac, that's not cool. Stalking me on Facebook, that's not cool. Messing with pajama pants, that's not cool. Doing a synchronized dance, now that's cool.
Hey guys, we hope you respect yourself and your digital privacy. And if you do have a problem, talk it out. You'll be glad you did. All right, PSA out.
Welcome back. One person's favorite music can be another person's loud and annoying noise. The challenge for judges at a recent competition was to agree on who made the best sound, and it was all for a good cause. Welcome back. One person's favorite music can be another person's loud and annoying noise. The challenge for judges at a recent competition was to agree on who made the best sound, and it was all for a good cause. Student bands are raising the roof for St. Jude's Research Hospital. Last week, 5 local and student bands competed in Epsilon Sigma Alpha's Battle of the Bands for charity. Epsilon Sigma Alpha is a community service sorority here at George Washington University.
We raise money in the form of admission tickets, and we also hold a drawing. So we have local businesses and restaurants and hotels and so many different places donate prizes, and then so people can buy drawing tickets. So all of the proceeds from that and the admission tickets go, and then as well as any donations we get, go to St. Jude.
The battle also hosted a special guest, 12-year-old Karina, a cancer survivor and former patient at St. Jude's.
This is a wonderful event, and we all cannot thank you enough for helping raise money for a very wonderful hospital, and here's your proof right here. Karina's 12 years old, in the 7th grade, and I have God and St. Jude to thank for that.
It's always great to have representatives from St. Jude come and get to hear their stories and find out how the money that we raise does help them.
Each band had about 20 minutes to impress the judges. Among the judges was last year's winning band and the director of student activities, Tim Miller. They were charged with deciding who would win the coveted prize of recording time in a professional studio.
It's great for them, for the bands. It gives them an opportunity to play, and to win recording time is awesome too. So the studios have been great about donating a lot of recording time for them, which is awesome. So it's a great opportunity for them, and then it helps us raise awareness for our cause. So.
But it wasn't just up to the judges. Friends and students who came to support the bands and St. Jude's also got a chance to pick an Audience Choice Award. This year, Audience Choice went to Huckleberry Blues, a student band here on campus. They say they're just glad to have an opportunity to perform for fellow students.
I think GW should really emphasize that they are an institution where people have, with traditional, quote unquote GW interests like ours can still do something like this and do it regularly, have fun doing it, but still do it meaningfully too.
Huckleberry Blues isn't the only band finding a footing on campus. Another group, Tycho Brahe, has a dedicated following. Which band did you guys come to see?
Tycho Brahe!
And are you glad you came?
Yeah! So glad, we're so excited. So much fun.
Tycho Brahe member Tom Rodens sees this as a sign of positive things to come for the GW music community.
We're part of the SMC, which is Student Music Coalition, and it just started a couple years ago. And I think we're also in the works to get where the Mitchell Theater used to be. They're going to put a whole new venue in there, so I think it's growing, which is good.
This has been Henry Morillo and Kate Morowski reporting for The Source.
Henry, that was a great story. Did you have a favorite band throughout the entire show?
You know, the one that we showed a lot with the female singer, Level 7, was really great. They had a really good mix of genres, and it was very current. I liked it.
So what did you think of the winner? You liked it?
Yeah, it was all great. All of the bands were awesome, and it felt like we were really supporting a great cause.
Yeah, it was. So some of us may put our talents to music, others spend hours trying to master the latest video games. Matt Rist checked out the high-tech exhibit at the Smithsonian, which takes a trip into the past, when their video games were just in their infancy.
Pac-Man and Mario have found an unlikely new home, an exhibit at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. The new Art of Video Games exhibit focuses on the 40 years of history behind video game magic and draws crowds of all ages, proving that video games are more than just fun.
And seeing the history, some of these games are so realistic now, and starting out with Pac-Man, and I can remember one called Pong. It was black and white, a little ball. They don't have that one here, but they have changed so much. It's just, it is art. It is art.
Visitors trace their way through the 5 eras of video game development. Exhibition coordinator Georgina Goodlander said there's a little something for everyone.
I was particularly inspired to see families enjoying the exhibition together, where the kids might be discovering the older games for the first time, and the parents and grandparents were kind of understanding a little bit more about the contemporary games that their kids play.
Large screens draw visitors in to the interactive exhibit, a nod to the addictive nature of gaming. And it's not just about the players. The exhibit is a window into the complex nature of video game development. Concept drawings, quotes, and still images showcase just how much work and creativity go into game engineering. The exhibit pushes viewers to look at gaming from a different perspective.
I hope that this exhibition shows them just how expressive a medium video games can be and how much they can do, the kind of emotions they can conjure. So they might start thinking about video games a little bit differently.
Reporting for The Source, I'm Matt Rist.
Wow, that seems like a really great exhibit. I'm going to have to check it out. Do you play video games?
No, I always leave that to my brothers. I always lose. I never win the video game.
Sound like my sister.
So coming up, have you ever been a slug? We'll explain this after a quick break.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org and find your local food bank.
Do you ever wonder what those long lines are all about at the end of the workday? People in work clothes standing patiently on a corner and then unexpectedly hopping into a passing car? Well, Alex Fitzsimmons has the explanation.
DC commuters have a lot of ways they can get home at the end of the day. They can drive, take the metro, or even slug. No, not that slug. These slugs. Every weekday, commuters gather all around DC, including outside GW's own Mitchell Hall, to take part in a sort of casual carpooling. The slugs say it's the smart way to commute.
It's made by the people, for the people, to the people, and I love it.
Here's how it works. Riders, the slugs, wait in line at specific locations to be picked up by drivers on their way home. Drivers pull up and shout out their destination, and the head slug calls out the location to slugs down the line.
Slugs say they can save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars each year slugging to and from work. They also save a little time living life in the fast lane.
It's cost efficient. I don't have to pay for the ride. You can save time. What else? You can save a gas. You can save a lot of time.
I actually just got a job where they give me free metro transportation, and I still slug just because it's easier.
According to sluglines.com, Washingtonians have been slugging to and from the nation's capital for more than 35 years. The slugs have spread all across the DMV, with lines from 19th Street to L'Enfant Plaza to the Pentagon, and everywhere in between. They even have a message board with more than 18,000 registered slugs.
It's a very fine experience, and it's only in Virginia and only in the United States of America.
For The Source, this is Alex Fitzsimmons reporting.
And with that, we end today's Source. Coming up next week, we meet some of the people who camped out for the recent Supreme Court hearings on health care.
And the farmers market is back open on campus. We'll show you what they're offering in the way of wholesome veggies. In the meantime, have a great week.